Good morning. This is the explainer video for Cut Up Solo Beowulf. This is the eighth book in the Cut Up Solo series. And what makes the Beowulf book interesting? There's two things really. Um, the first is that it's not only Beowulf, but it's the hero myths from Great Britain going from sort of the really the ancient epic tales like Beowulf, right up until just after the Norman conquest, where you've got the Anglo-Saxons in direct conflict with the Norman invaders. The Norman invaders, um, that's where your kind of knighthood, plate mail, chivalry, all the kind of sort the start of that kind of high chivalry period. Um, there's a lot of discussion in D&D, for example, where there's combat as war, where people die, and there's combat as sport, such as in fifth edition, where you get half your hit points back after a short rest. Well, this period, this crossover period between Saxon Britain to Norman Britain, was the point where that changed. The Normans, a defeated knight would ransom his horse and armor back. You didn't want to kill the knight because you didn't get paid. With the kind of, ancient Britons, the Saxons, the Celts, and, you fought and you killed. It was, a completely different culture. So that's the period, this earlier period that these tales cover. Which is why I've taken this out into a separate book rather than into a general fantasy book. So uh, what you get is now this is if you exclude the cover, it's a 99-page PDF or a 100-page PDF. Most of it, the front matter is a basic D20 oracle this time. There's how to solo play, how to cut up solo play. You get some of the art included here. You get examples of cut up play, and then how to search the spreadsheet, and then an example of play, and then we're into the meat of it, which is the two sets of 1,000 snippets. And the way we use those, you roll D1000, and well, I've got 847. Oh, that was convenient. Right, so here we go. 847. Now, if you wanted to take this lot, you could hold down the Alt on your keyboard and drag over and select that block. If you wanted to use the second set, you can just do the same on the other side and copy and paste that into a text editor, and you can then start mixing and matching them. Or you could, of course, roll 847 and just take on a great matter, and then I can't even read what that one is. Right, that's get a decent number there, and we've got 555. So if we go back, 555 gives you encircling floods. That's any. So you could pick out, roll individual ones. You can roll groups of 5. Your other alternative is the spreadsheet. Now let's just arrange that so it looks better. I'm going to do two things here. Now this first one is the is the snippets page. I'm pressing F9 on the spreadsheet brings up a complete set each time, 20 at once. And you can say highlight the whole lot, copy and paste them into a text editor. The Beowulf tab, you can use Control F, and let's just put in axe, find all, and it will find every reference. There, 57, it's found, and you can jump. You can use that if in your story you actually want something very specific at that moment, you can uh, you narrow it down to taking the one particular word. Okay, so that's using the find there. So snippets for random, and the find to use it a bit like a concordance and find very specific words. Okay, so that's it. That's what. Oh no, that's not it at all. There is more. Let's go back to this. So, so after you got the 1,000 snippets in here, and then afterwards you get this imagery section. So there are 50 um, images in here, and the way they are intended to be used is as visual prompts. Um, so you needed an NPC, you could just flick to a page and say, okay, this is what my NPC looks like. And so rather than having to say build a description out of the snippets, or imagine what someone looks like, you can just take a picture and say, right, um, that is the NPC. Now this figure here, I think he turns up 2 or 3. Oh no, it's the here. This female character seems to appear in a run. Then later on, there will be here. This is the one that appears to be the same person, possibly the same person going by the dress. So you get the same character turn up in different situations. Um, and yeah, there's action poses and static poses. So yeah, it goes up to there's the last one. So yeah, you've got a library of 50 images and 2,000 snippets, and a very basic yes/no oracle, and a bit of an introduction. So that's it. That is Cut Up Solo Beowulf.